Hello, hello, hello.
We're just waiting for
Can
Jen.
you wave? Can you wave to the people?
Say hi.
That's Logan.
Say hi.
Hi.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
I know. All right. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Thumbs up? I think someone's connecting. I want to make sure now that we've met Logan that can all hear me before I go on. I see a couple people here. If you want to use your thumbs up, okay, I see a chat. Yeah, great. Okay, yay. Welcome to Mini Masterclass Thursday. I'm excited to be able to do this with you today because a couple weeks ago we tried and it wasn't working, so we couldn't do it. And just for full transparency's sake, I've had it kick me out a couple times, so we might need to refresh and come back in. But today, I want to go over the differences. A lot of us are waking up and our QuickBooks all of a sudden looks completely different than it did the day before or the week before. So I'm going to go over the new interface, kind of where to find things, what's going on, the enhancements that they announced just recently at Intuit Connect for QuickBooks Online, for end users and for accountants, and some different things that we've got going on. So without further ado, you have now, it used to be the left navigation bar was where everything was outside of your settings and internal things in QuickBooks. Now it's a little bit different. You kind of got it spread out all over the place. So across the top here, these bubbles are going to represent all the different, see, all the different areas of your books that you will need to get to at some point in time. Once you click on a bubble, however, it's going to open up the bar, very similar to the old left navigation bar, and then give you the options that Intuit feels that relate to that topic. So you may disagree, and it might not be intuitive to you, but I just want to show you what everything is. So once you click on a bubble, it is going to take you to an expanded version of the new left navigation bar. Now, if you don't like these things, or if you don't think they're useful, or you think other things would be better, you can always use the feedback button. So if you go to your gear icon, let me get rid of this pop out if I can. Let me see, our thing got it. If you go to your gear icon, or even right here, give us feedback, there is always a feedback option. Feedback actually Intuit uses. They actually look at it, they take your feedback, they delegate it based on demand. So that means the more people that enter feedback on something, the more attention it gets, and it gets put into a pipeline of updates to make. So please use this anytime there's a change. Intuit's very aware that you can't please everybody, and some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, but the more feedback you give, the faster you may get somewhere with your suggestion or issue. See, I'm telling you, this demo account giving me challenges. All right, so I clicked on customer. It's immediately taking me to the customer hub. QuickBooks is now going to be trying to take on the actions of a CRM more and more, customer relationship management tool. So it's no longer just going to be you get a customer, you put it in. It's actually going to allow you to start getting customers in here before they even become customers. So you'll see leads as well as estimates. You can put customers in. This now you can ask for reviews. I'm so sorry. Now you can ask for reviews also once you've performed a scope of work for your customers by going to that area in the customers hub, and your customers can start leaving you reviews after you've performed work on them. Get sales and get paid is going to be everything up to the sale and afterwards. So customer hub is more like you're entering a customer or a lead. So from your overview tab, you can create an estimate that is not posting so that you can just have it on deck. You can import your customers. You can create invoices. You can assign yourself tasks, of course, not in the demo account, but you can assign yourself tasks or other people on your team tasks to follow up with action items pertaining to your customers, which again is then giving you the opportunity to track not only real customers, but leads that are prospects to turn into customers. Over here in sales and get paid, you have the same overview that you're probably used to seeing. However, again, these bubbles are now going up across the top for different areas instead of being just in the pop-out. Additionally, every single part of QuickBooks is going to start having these new, what they call business feed AI features. This is a very new, very beta feature that will definitely get better and better. And the intention is that it becomes almost like an assistant to you so that it can help you do things faster, quicker, on demand, memorize. You can have it you can assign it to do things for you on your behalf, all of that. So again, remember it's brand new. This is not the final product and there's a lot of room for improvement, but we just came back from attending the annual QuickBooks conference. And one of the demos that we got to see was the AI tool, the business agent built out and kind of where it's going. So trust me when I say it's not there yet, but it's going to be there eventually. And their roadmap is through 2027 now with the improvements that they're making. So anyway, this little business feed is about showing you all the different things you might want to know about your customers, in this case, overdue invoices. There's more information that you can click on view all, and it'll just start giving you more and more information about your business customer area. So here's where you can start to ask the agent questions. You can also just drag and drop things into here where you can create different things for your customers, a bill, an expense, an invoice. You don't have to be directly in their profile anymore. Once you're on the business feed, you can start to do all of this. You have overdue invoices. Here's your profit and loss at it. Here's your payments synopsis. You can set up late fees right from here and then ask it to automate to send to your overdue invoices, the late fees. You can start dragging and dropping receipts and it's going to find automatically where those are in your books instead of you having to be on the transaction itself. And then you have your forwarding information for receipts and invoices and bills as well here. So you start to see that it's just fully comprehensive in these individual areas. So you don't have to be bouncing around. You can kind of just get in here and go for it when you're ready. Now, the different AI agents are designed to do specific things for you on your behalf. So there's an accounting agent, a payments agent, a customer agent. Think of an agent as a part-time employee or a virtual assistant. Those are things you're going to ask it to do things on your behalf. Send out reports, send reminders, follow up, customize emails, draft a proposal based on an email that you've sent out that the customer said yes to. Create an invoice from an estimate, create a project for us. You know, you can start to tell it to do all these different things. So going back to your dashboard, anytime you're like, I don't know where to go next, the screen isn't giving me what I need, just go back to your dashboard as you're getting more and more familiar. That'll bring back those bubbles across the top. Now, again, here's your business feed for your entire business. The business feed we were just looking at pertained to customer and customer activities. This is for your whole business. So you can see you have the overdue invoices, but you also have your profit and loss. You have auto-filling expenses, keeps your records organized. So you can start to look at auto-filling things. Your invoices that have been paid, you can toggle over to the rest. Auto forwarding emails to your transactions can help you cut down manual work. So it's giving you suggestions that it thinks might help you. Again, very early stages. I have found so far none of these to be helpful for me personally. But they are helpful to some, and depending on the industry, the size, and the type of your business, you may end up wanting to use those. I encourage you just play with it. The worst thing that's going to happen, it's not going to do what you want it to do, and you've lost a little bit of time, but over time you'll get to know it better and better. It'll get to know you better and better, and then it'll be more and more proficient. These are actions that you can take from your dashboard. You can also move back into any of these categories of your business. So for example, accounting, that's kind of the main one that you're going to use all the time. So here is our formerly bank feed area. So now it's bank transactions. Sorry, I have to move our faces. Bank transactions, integrations. So this was your app area. So if you've integrated your Shopify, your Amazon business, which I highly recommend you do if you're using Amazon, switch out all of your Amazon purchases for business to an Amazon business account, which is free. Connect it here. It will make your life so much easier with categorization because we all use Amazon and it can literally be anything and everything. This will connect to your Amazon business account. It will pull in the details of every single thing you purchased line by line by line. It will understand how you paid for it, whether it was a gift card or a debit card or a credit card. And it will give you the link back to the actual receipt of your purchase. Therefore, you don't have to track a receipt manually. You don't have to scan it and upload it or email it or any of those things. Very, very helpful. The receipts area is now under accounting. So this is where you're going to put all your receipts and or bills to manage that from here. The rules has its own call out now. It's just not one of the things across the top. You can also have integration rules now. That was not a feature before. So if you want to say every time I get paid by Amazon resellers, that goes to this category of income, you can do that. Your chart of accounts is under accounting because it is the Bible of your business. So it is definitely an accounting feature. Recurring transactions is now here. It used to be gear icon and then underneath lists. You'll also still be able to find that, but now it's actually called out in the left navigation bar, which I love. Because if that's your way of doing business is going over to the left, hardly anyone thinks to go to the gear icon, but now you can do both. My accountant is the area where you can invite an accounting user, which this is a demo account, so it's not going to let me, but to join you, and you can share information securely back and forth between them. And it also stays in this portal, so you can always refer to it. So that's everything in the accounting section. In the bills and payments section, you're going to have your expenses, which is everything in your entire book of business. It's not just one credit card, one checking account. It is everything. It is your credit card, your cash, your payroll, your checking, savings, anything and everything that has to do with money out of your business is here in the expenses area. Your vendors is the same as it always has been. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sorry, my 1-year-old nephew's saying bye to me outside the window. Bye-bye. Oh my God, so cute. Sorry, guys. I even texted my sister, hey, I'm on a call, don't come in. And she still came in. Gotta love family. So here's your normal vendor center, all the same things as it used to do. Bills is here under expenses, bill payments. Now, I really actually like this update. This is an area where you can go specifically to see the bill payments that you've made instead of them being integrated with the bill where you had to click on the bill, then click on the payment, then research it and back in. You can go directly here to just bill payments. So that's not expenses and checks and other things. It's the payments that you made to a bill using the AP workflow. Your mileage is now here in bills. So this is the area where you can track your mileage all year long right from your phone. It's included with QuickBooks. You don't need an outside app. You swipe one way for business, you swipe the next way for personal, and you can see your mileage racking up all year long, your mileage write-off, I should say. It does not post to anywhere specifically in QuickBooks, right? So you're not going to get on your P&L. You're not going to see it anywhere unless you go to mileage and you print out your actual mileage report for the year and then just turn it in with your tax information to your tax preparer. Contractors is the contractors payments area. So that's where you're going to be able to add people and ask them to add their own W-9 on file and then pay them via direct deposit. Now, very important to understand, there's two payment platforms in QuickBooks Online. The contractor payments area is using the same direct deposit platform as payroll runs through. So direct deposit ACH next day for your vendors and contractors and or employees. The charge for this service is $6 per contractor per month, period. It does not matter if you have paid them or if you paid them one time and you haven't paid them since. If their profile is active in this area, in this contractor's area, you will be charged for them. So if you don't want to be charged for them, you need to inactivate their profile, move them to inactive status so that you don't get charged for them. Not paying them does not equal inactive as far as QuickBooks is concerned. So that can get pretty pricey if you don't realize and you don't turn that off. I've had people come up to me and say, I am paying like $400 or $500 a month for QuickBooks and I have absolutely no idea what I'm paying for. It was right here. They had all these contractors listed. They were getting the $6 a month charge for them and they weren't even paying them. So be careful there. The next bill pay area is going to be where in your bills you can turn on schedule payment, which again, this is a demo account, so I can't really turn it on for you. But when you click schedule payment, it's going to take you through the setup process first of the QuickBooks bill pay feature or platform. Bill pay uses your checking account only, so you can't pay them through credit card yet. That is coming. However, you can do ACH for 3 to 5 business days or a check, which does take 8 to 10 business days. So you have to remember, if you're asking QuickBooks to send a check on your behalf, it's going to be like 2 weeks before your person gets it. Just be aware of that. But then the fee is very minimal. It's like free for the first few and then like $1 or maybe less per check. If you do the ACH, it's much quicker turnaround time. You actually now can elect to have an expedited turnaround time for a smaller fee, but it's far, far, far less than $6 per payment or per month for your contractors. So this is where you're going to be able to set up all of your bills and pay your bills from the bill pay area. You do have to turn these features on. So to do that, you're going to go to the gear icon. You're going to go to billing and subscription, and this is where you're going to get, of course, I'm sorry, it's a demo account, but you go to gear icon, billing and subscription. This is where you'll see all the different things you can turn on and elect. Because there is a charge for both contractor payments and bill pay of some sort, you do have to turn it on and agree to be charged for them. So what happens is you pay your contractors, you pay your bills all month long, and then the next month you get charged for whatever you did in that month prior. Going back to my dashboard so that I can find where I was in expenses and bill pay. Now I can go to sales and get paid. Again, across the top, I have some links of things that I can do, but now I also have all of these options underneath sales and get paid. So sales transactions is all sales. So that's non-posting, which is estimates, that's sales receipts, that's invoices, that's payments, that's everything that would be sales related. Or I could go to just invoices and see only invoices. So I won't see payments, I won't see sales receipts, I won't see estimates here. Recurring payments. This is a new area where you can set up recurring payments to get paid automatically and then view them in one spot. Amazing. Very good improvement, in my opinion. It used to be up in the gear icon and you had to go find the memorized transaction template that you were using and so on and so forth. So now you can see memorized payments or recurring payments in one area. If depending on the version of QuickBooks that you have, if you're using sales orders, you can connect your sales channels and now see your sales orders in one area. Your sales channels, for example, you can see all of those. So if you're an Etsy reseller, an Amazon reseller, what else? What else is there? There's so many out there. If you're a reseller and you want to connect Shopify, that was the other one I was thinking of. You can connect them and see them all in one place here, which is great. You didn't before you had to go out to the waffle and look up your apps, and it was kind of clunky. So now everything is under sales and get paid. QuickBooks payments, if you have those turned on and you're using those, now you will see all of that information under your sales tab. Channel payouts. Oh my gosh, how cool is this? So if you're using these third-party e-commerce areas, you used to have to go into them specifically, track down your payouts, match them to what hit the bank, reconcile any fees, back it all out. Now it's all here under sales and get paid. QuickBooks payouts, same thing. If you're getting paid by QuickBooks, now you can see instead of having to go into undeposited funds, you can see right here what money you're getting from QuickBooks and when. If you have the QuickBooks checking account turned on, which is available, it's very not intuitive where they put it. I'll show it to you in a minute. But that allows you to turn on instant funding for QuickBooks Online invoices if you use the QuickBooks payments to get paid. That means your customer says pay now, you get a notification that they paid, and within 60 seconds, you have access to that money in the QuickBooks checking account for zero fee. The fees you would pay are the 1% ACH fee up to $20 per invoice, or the 2.9% fee plus 30 cents per transaction fee for credit card payments. But you do not pay a fee for instant deposit if it's going to the QuickBooks checking account. So you can have a lot more access to your cash a lot faster. You can use that cash then to turn around and pay bills, pay payroll. You can create envelopes, which we'll talk about when I show it to you. Or you can simply just transfer that money back to your operating account, use it as a holding tank. There's so many ways you can use it, which I love. But here, the QuickBooks payouts is going to show you exactly when you're getting your money, and you can elect to get your instant deposit faster. Channel payouts, I went over that, same thing. So products and services, this I wish they would put at the top, but this is now where your products and services are going to be found, which is everything you're going to need to record the sales that you're making, whether you're using QuickBooks, whether you're using Etsy, Amazon, Shopify, you need to have your products and services dialed in, and that is where you're going to find them here and now underneath sales and get paid. Going back to the customer hub, your overview of your customers, your actual estimates, and then your reviews area, which it didn't let me before, so I'll just try it again. Yeah, it won't let you in the demos account, but you can. Your team is your employees, your contractors, once again, and then you do have the option of, again, it's a demo account. I can't really show it to you, but through QuickBooks, you can elect to get your a quote for workman's comp. Workman's comp can then be connected with your payroll through QuickBooks so that you're doing on the go, real time, pay as you go workman's comp, not some random audit that you do at the end of the year and then it was way off and you owe a bunch of money. This will be pay as you go because it's connected to QuickBooks, so it will know everything you actually paid out in payroll. Time is going to take you to the classic time. If you have QuickBooks payroll turned on, you'll get to the classic QuickBooks time, which is now, no, T-Sheets, which is now QuickBooks time area. In the meantime, if you don't have it turned on, you can still go here and just put in your manual time sheets or launch QuickBooks time from here. And you can also set schedules now just around the corner, right through QuickBooks. So that's another great improvement. If you're managing sales tax, that's basically the same thing as it's always been. You have your overview. That's pretty much it. They are coming up in 2027 or beyond with being able to automate sales tax payments to the agency. So that is coming on the roadmap. That is feedback that they've heard over and over and over again. So you would no longer need third-party applications or to manually have to go in and do it yourself. So think of it like the payroll taxes. If you use QuickBooks Payroll, they automate the tax filings and the payments and the whole thing. They're going to do the same thing eventually with sales tax. Business tax, new section. So here's a new section for deadlines, for what your business needs for compliance, a little bit about what your taxes might be based on. So we might want to start looking into that and discovering if that's accurate. So just another new at a glance area for the total business for taxes, which I kind of love. Now here's where I say this doesn't make any sense to me at all. This is lending. It says lending, which is where you do find the lending products that QuickBooks is offering. But you also, this is where you're going to find the QuickBooks checking as well. I don't know why it says lending. I think it should be up by accounting underneath banking, but QuickBooks has put it here under lending. So if you go to lending, it doesn't just mean lending. It means that's where you can also turn on the QuickBooks checking or apply for a term loan. The PPP Center is a little outdated, but this is a demo account, of course, and then you have an overview. The lending options allow you to take a receivable that you have in QuickBooks and ask Intuit to pay the receivable upfront for you so that you can use that money to go start a project or buy the things you need, the materials, pay the payroll, whatever it is. Then when your customer pays you back, Intuit swipes that money and pays themselves back. If they've paid you back within 30 days, there's no interest. Intuit got their money back, you got the money up front, all is well. If they pay you back after 30 days, Intuit will charge you interest on that agreement, but it works the same way. They swipe the money back, they get it, you might have to pay a little bit of interest. The other option is the term loan, which is a traditional, I need money, I don't have the collateral, please give me the money. And they do, and then they take it back again through your receivables. So both of these options require that you have Intuit payments turned on and that you're using Intuit invoicing in order to facilitate your accounts receivable. Otherwise, they have no guarantee, obviously, that they're going to get their money back. So that's lending. Projects is now here in its own little drop down. So that'll take you to everything project related. Sorry about that in the demo account. As we go on, these buttons over here, as you can see, these became the drop down and these became each section that I'm going through. So I can just go straight to them. Marketing. So QuickBooks owns MailChimp, and they are making big improvements to the MailChimp QuickBooks integration, where you can now actually start using your books and the information that your books have to reach your audiences for campaigns, emails, funnels, automations, customer journeys. They'll pull and design everything right from your website that already exists, your fonts, your brand kit, your the style that you write in, all of that is through MailChimp. So here's where you can kind of start to use QuickBooks information for even more power than just doing financials, profit and loss, and balance sheet. The real magic here is if you're using QuickBooks to its fullest potential and using it correctly and putting everything in, now you can start getting way more data and analytics out of it and having QuickBooks do a lot more of your admin type work, or assigning an admin to be working from QuickBooks instead of all these different apps and solutions, as well as you get discounts for being connected. So that's what marketing is. You can even use the AI agent to put together a mail campaign, and you can say, I want to do a campaign to every single customer whose estimate has been marked rejected, which means you have to be doing that work, but has been rejected, so that I can start to understand if I can make another go at getting their business. Then you can say, I want to make a campaign to every single customer that's a referral. And under the customer type, you've put referral in there. So it will start doing all of this work for you. And you don't have to be in a CRM and a marketing platform and a QuickBooks and this and that. Going back to our dashboard, finally, is payroll. Of course, you have to turn this feature on. There is an extra charge. It's a separate subscription, but here's again where you'll find payroll. Once you click payroll, it will bring you over. And of course, in a demo account, it doesn't. It'll have a whole, your employees, your timesheets, your workforce app, everything all in one place. The bookmarks area, I highly suggest you use anytime you're in anything. So if I'm click on accounting, and I say, I know I want to be in my receipts all the time. I don't want to have to go searching for it every time. You click this, highlight this little button, it'll put it in your bookmarks. Now, when I go to my bookmarks, I see receipts right there. The next thing I'm always in is bills. I can click that, and now if I hover over my bookmarks, I have receipts and bills. You can even bookmark an entire page. If you customize a page, if you open a tab and duplicate your tabs and you want to see this is my vendors page and this is my sales page, you can bookmark the entire page now and it'll bring it up the way that you specifically set it up. All kinds of ways to customize your own dashboards, your own KPIs, your own analytics. You can make your own widgets that you want to see at a glance instead of just taking what QuickBooks gives you. Here's the add-on QuickBooks checking again. So that's very helpful because then you can customize how you see things, save that page the way you want it, and keep going back to it. Here is your business feed that we talked about. That's your AI tool. So you can go direct to it and start talking to it, asking it things, and just playing with it. Again, very new stages, early stages, but it will become more and more and more helpful and useful the more you use it and the more you actually do everything in QuickBooks the way it's designed. Reports, for some reason, got to stay over here. It didn't get its own little bubble across the top, so all of your reports are still in the left navigation bar. My apps is going to be the exact same thing as those bubbles across the top, but in a pop-out like we were used to seeing them in the old version of QuickBooks. That's all that is. And then if you do elect to integrate more things, they will all be in the My Apps. So QuickBooks has designed this to now be like other functioning websites where everything is considered a different module, a different application of QuickBooks. That's why it says My Apps. Your pinned areas. So if I go back to my dashboard and I already have accounting, sales, let's right click here. I can pin, oh, it's not letting me in the demo account. Well, I can pin that area specifically here. So just like bookmarks, this is a pin for the whole section. Bookmarks is for one of the things inside the section, but a pin is for the entire section. So you can customize that as well there. Create is still the same as the old quick create menu, although it's not oval, it's now round. Exactly the same information found there. Over here in the gear icon, exactly the same information that used to be there. The navigate circle is now more in the middle of the page instead of over on the right-hand side, and you can look up every different type of thing that you need to look up in QuickBooks here, but just typing it. A report name, an employee name, a vendor name, a dollar amount, a date, a type of transaction, just you name it, it's all here for you to review. So that is the basics of the new QuickBooks Online. I know it's a lot to digest in 30 minutes, but if you need any help or have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to help you understand your particular case more and more. And if you haven't seen this yet, it's coming. It's rolling out in phases. Some of us are waking up to this shocking new screen, and some of us have had it for a while now, and there is no rhyme or reason that I can actually tell you about. It's just the way that Intuit has taken groups and groups of ID numbers and is just phasing it to everybody that way. So thank you so much for joining us. We will also we will put this on our YouTube. We will have the replay available as well as a blog with different instructions and information on it. And we will see you again in 2 weeks for Mini Masterclass Thursday. We're going to be talking 1099s next time. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.